Welcome to Spartanburg, South Carolina, where the Samford Bulldogs own a 4-point lead on the Wofford Terriers in this Southern Conference battle. But Carson McCorkle off the bench for the Terriers, hitting a second straight three over the last half minute of action.
Boy, and he can let it go in the blink of an eye. He knows how to let it fly, let it go in behind the arc.
Wofford trying to build off the momentum of their road win on Wednesday in Chattanooga. Step back, Tice.
College basketball on CBS Sports Network is sponsored by AT&T 5G. Fast, reliable, secure.
Tied up at 16 all so far as we welcome you back into Spartanburg, South Carolina. Samford Bulldogs and the Wofford Terriers with Dean Keener and Pete Hannity. In the decade and a half that Samford's been in the Southern Conference, they've never won a regular season title. Well, they're 8-1 so far, tied for first. That's their aim. For Wofford, Dean, really all about positioning in the second half of league play.
Bucky McMillan has this Samford program headed in the right direction. Just everything about it, the culture, the program, the way they go about things, and it shows 8-1 and atop the leaderboard right now at the midway point. You're right about Wofford. It's not so much about your record, but where you're headed, and this Terrier team headed in the right direction.
Chase Martin for Wofford might have gotten a fingertip on that one. Terriers looking to build their largest lead so far in the opening half. Jones on the feed from Mack. Dwight Perry, the interim head coach for the Wofford Terriers. Jay McCauley took a leave of absence in early December and resigned in late December. Perry has gone 7-6 at the helm, including leading his team to the best non-conference win for the SoCon this season, a late December victory at Texas A&M.
Certainly was an outstanding win in College Station. Dwight Perry, can't say enough about him as a person, as a coach, his assistants, Ty Anderson, Will Murphy. They have done a terrific job. Don't let that 7-6 record, do anything but let you know that this program is headed in the right direction under Perry's leadership.
Perry's team on a 10-2 run over the past few minutes. Samford jumped out to the early 11-5 lead. Good ball movement on the edge. Inside, Logan Dye, and that'll be a quick second on Messiah Jones.
The Terriers credit, too. They have looked to push at every opportunity.
McCorkle, how about three straight?
He knew that one was going down the minute he let it fly. He showed the three signal. He is a guy that can get hot, and he can make a lot in a hurry. Carson McCorkle, the transfer from UVA, the X factor. Terriers up 8.
Wofford's run growing to 13-2 over the past 3:35. Terriers build the lead to 8. Carson McCorkle, he was 5 of 6 the other night in Chattanooga beyond the arc. And the Virginia transfer keeps on keeping on here today.
That's well said, my friend. Look, 12 of the last 18 before today, now 3 of 3. He's 42% in league play. He was 33 in non-conference.
Logan Dye, fifth-year senior, going to work on another veteran, B.J. Mack. We're going to focus on those two bigs today.
And don't think that Bucky McMillan didn't talk about feeding it into Dye in the low post during that timeout. You got to get the big fella going here.
Dye defending Mack. In their respective games on Wednesday, each reached 1,000 career points. Tice not that time from the corner.
Samford better put an all-points bulletin out on Carson McCorkle, who's off to a great start. He has knocked down 3 threes, and that's a big reason why the Terriers have taken the lead now, 26-20.
One of the many newcomers on this Wofford team, 12 of them for the Terriers. Carson McCorkle, the Virginia transfer out of Greensboro Day, really good prep school in North Carolina. In a recent game here against VMI, he knocked down 6 threes on his way to a 22-point game. And again, the other night, 5 of 6 beyond the arc. Big reason why the Terriers got a significant road win for them in Chattanooga.
Yeah, and again, McCorkle, he's a guy at the top of the scouting report. It says find him in transition. 80% of his shots become behind the arc. Samford not been able to do that yet.
Takes some of the pressure off Pavletsky outside of the arc. Can score inside of it. Battle for the rebound. Filowich. Dye kicks it. Campbell. Boy, the lid remains on from long range. Bulldogs, one of their last 12 on threes. How about this time? Jaden Campbell has seen his minutes increase in SoCon play in his first year of Wofford. Backdoor Mack. First bucket of the game for B.J. Mack. Reached 1,000 points the other night in his career in their game against Chattanooga. Now he's 4 points shy of reaching 1,000 in his third season playing for the Wofford Terriers. B.J. Mack has to be good if Wofford's going to find success.
No doubt. He has given it up. Now he gets it back with the layup. Timeout Samford. Wofford here early by 9.
Wofford on a 7-0 run over the past 2 minutes and 20 seconds. Marshall stays on the floor with those 2 fouls. Really big 3 for the redshirt sophomore.
But back to your point, yeah, it's been a strange season as Mack knocks it home. Boy, he has come to play, and when he's good, the Wofford Terriers are good.
6'8", 250, 31% beyond the arc. He'd probably tell you he's got a little bit of guard in him to go with his power forward look.
There were some games there that they just couldn't quite get over the hump, and part of that was they didn't have Glover and Campbell.
Dive. McCorkle came over to help. He bulls his way in on B.J. Mack. Playing more physically this year, even though, as you noted, his body has changed. Shed 25 pounds from last year. Lost 10% body fat, they tell us. And that's a big reason why Logan Dye is more effective this season.
Terrific offensive move. Planted that pivot foot, didn't travel.
Wofford trying to get to 500 in league play. Samford trying to make it 9 out of 10. B.J. Mack just exceeded 1,000 points in his Wofford career, and he wants something to say about the outcome of this one. Biggest lead so far.
He's been fantastic here this afternoon, and it hasn't just been scoring.
To that issue, McCorkle hit 3 threes so far, but he's missed his last 2. Look at Tice save the possession. McCorkle goes past Glover, and the reverse. Final chance, under 5 to go. Really leaves it short, and that's how we arrive at the half. Samford won the first meeting this season between these two decisively. They built an early 6-point advantage here this afternoon for the Wofford Terriers, and B.J. Mack thundering from the early deficit. A 16-point advantage here at the break, trying to knock off one of the teams that holds first place as Saturday begins in the Southern Conference. A first half in which Logan Dye and B.J. Mack anticipated a back-and-forth battle. We've gotten that so far. Wofford trying to get a 22nd win all-time of the series, up big at the break. Halfway winding down here in Spartanburg, South Carolina, the Wofford Terriers a 16-point advantage on one of the first-place teams in the Southern Conference, the Samford Bulldogs. Welcome back into Jerry Richardson Indoor Stadium with Dean Keener, Pete Hannity. Opening half, Wofford was down by 6 early, but they really started moving the ball, and that's a big reason why they've got the lead they have.
They did. They took a punch early from Samford, and then they turned it up defensively, and that turned into good offense. As you mentioned, Pete, they shared the ball, 11 assists on 15 made field goals, and it was a variety of individuals. 5 had assists that led to just really easy baskets across the board, and they battle as well. You see Tice outlets it there on the offensive rebound to Tripp. Quick little ball fake to McCorkle. They think he's going to shoot the 3, and then the reverse layup.
Carson McCorkle has 11 points for Wofford, but it was B.J. Mack picking up the scoring in the opening half and also distributing. That's a big reason why they have the double-digit advantage.
That's right, 10 points, 3 assists for the big fella out of Charlotte. I mean, he was really good. He also defended Dye and Marshall at the other end, but boy, when he's making shots, it really opens up things for this Wofford offense. And he knocked down a couple of threes. Boy, they were just outstanding there in the last 10-12 minutes.
Samford team that got off to a 6-point lead. And there is Nathan Johnson delivering.
You said it earlier, just 3 turnovers for Wofford in the first half. That was as key as any.
Wow, Quez Glover. That's one of the ways you average around 20 points a year ago, and he came in at about 15. Just returned to action a couple of games ago and missed a good chunk of the season due to an injury. Samford, a team that shoots 35% beyond the arc. They will need to make some threes, obviously, but they've also got to defend down low, and Pavletsky a chance at a 3-point play. Paveletzky, a dangerous three-point shooter. Staten McRae limited in the opening half. The spin! The jaws drop. Here is Jerry Richardson. Jackson Paveletzky, you look at him and you say, so he's a freshman in college, huh? Then you watch his game and you see plays like this.
Well, he's a natural point guard, but boy, is he crafty with the ball and the footwork. Wofford continues to lead this big.
Parham with backdoor for a chore. Now he'll back in on Tice. And the man from down under does just that. Silas was trying for a catch and shoot but lost the handle. Shot clock under 10. Early on, the Terriers had 2 shot clock violations, but they've been smooth ever since. And the big man continues a big day. Silas with the foul against Dye, who every time he goes to the court, you're worried for him, but he's okay. B.J. Mack, what great touch he has.
Yeah, no question. Punch, counter punch, back and forth. B.J. Mack able to keep that lead in double digits for Wofford. Samford has not been able to get this thing to single digits.
Campbell forcing it. Marshall right there to clean up. A little bit of a run now for the Bulldogs. They're back within 9. Paveletzky tries to go over Dye. It was rejected by Campbell, but Messiah Jones. Right place, right time, and a timeout is called. Good follow by the senior to help out his freshman teammate. Wofford's lead is 11. Timeout here in Spartanburg. Terriers going for the upset.
Wofford just 6. And now today, Wofford the one with the hot hand and with key shots behind the arc.
Paveletzky got the screen from Jones and makes it worth both their while.
Talk about key shots. None bigger than that one right there to get this lead back to 14.
Other end, the answer by Glover, who's heating up in the second half. And now Bucky McMillan will go ahead and call a timeout. Trying to keep Wofford within sight. 12-point game. Jackson Paveletzky had 12 points earlier this season in the loss in Birmingham. He's been a factor today. 14 so far for the Wofford first-year player. Samford trying to make their move with under 7 to play. Marshall. And a chore. Grazing the rim. Dye and the Bulldogs. Down by 7. Glover. Go-to man. That's why. Suffice it to say, crunch time right in front of us. Glover defending Paveletzky, who goes right by Dye. What a quick spurt.
Well, you couldn't help off of Mack, so Logan Dye just held tight.
And a steal by Silas. Now you got a foul if you're Samford with under 30 to play. And they will, and then Paveletzky hitting the deck as Marshall ran into him. Battle for the rebound. Staten McRae. Final seconds will wind down. There's your final buzzer. And the Wofford Terriers will raise a few eyebrows around the Southern Conference. Dwight Perry and the Terriers knock off the first place Samford Bulldogs 85-77.
Besides the first couple of minutes where Wofford took that punch, they were fantastic. Dwight Perry and his staff had the Terriers ready to play.
At this hour, those are your updated standings in the Southern Conference. UNCG and Furman will battle tomorrow at the Greensboro Coliseum. Western Carolina and Watford creeping up with wins today on the top 2 teams. B.J. Mack trying to have a memorable senior season for the Wofford Terriers, keying the win with a 20-point game. Wofford wins it by 8. And on behalf of Dean Keener and our great crew, Pete Hannity saying so long. This has been a presentation of CBS Sports Network, the 24-hour home of CBS Sports.